Ladies and gentlemen, here comes the four Freedom Riders, carrying the American flag up front. Remember, courtesy to the flag. Remove your hat, stand up, and salute. These are men and women dressed in period costume. You can see there's some Civil War, some World War II, some Navy people. All you Navy and Army people, just remember to salute them. If you would stand by in the intersection, please. I'd like everybody to salute the flag and say our Pledge of Allegiance. Come on, folks, let's do it. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody here thanks you for your service, and we appreciate that, all you do for the veterans. Thank you. Trying to keep it on time now. The next group that we have is the Legend Posse. Return with us now to those thrilling days of yesteryear with the Legend Posse. This was the original opening nine, and that's going to be Doug Sorrell of Miamisburg. Doug has ridden in a lot of parades, and I remember when he and his family owned the Sorrell's Western Shop. Well, it looks like Zorro is up front. And we have Roy Rogers and Dale Evans here. And Miss Kitty is walking. I don't know, Chester probably didn't want to give her a horse. Something happened. Oh, and Bill Cody's Wild West Hippodrome rider is Kathleen Mullins on her Premola Gelding. Premola is a color of a horse. It's not a type, but you can see how much different it looks than the others. Good job. And there's Saka Juhuya. Yatehe, Saka. Yatehe. There's Rooster. That's Cherokee Dan walking over there. I'm doing okay. You take care of yourself, son.
Good to be here today. Good to be in pictures again.
One side fought for state rights and to maintain a way of life. The other fought to keep a nation together. While we all know the outcome of the Civil War, there are thousands of individuals.
Well, there she is, boys. My hometown. Isn't she great? Yeah. You know, it's been a long time. I'm sure she's changed a lot. But no matter. I'm back home. I'm back home. You know what? I thank God. God has been really good to me to bring me back. Full town, Tippecanoe City. You know what else I'm thankful for? I'm thankful for this horse. I've been in some skirmishes. I've been in some battles. But I'll tell you, this horse has brought me through. How long have you had it? Well, and so it is that he brought me back. And I've seen some beautiful and proud horses in my day. To give me a brave horse in both heart and mind, and I will ride that horse in battle any day. So, God's my witness. I will take care of this horse. Death takes him from me. I always wanted to build buildings and do stuff like that, but you know what? Speaking of home, and speaking of brave, and speaking of proud and true, I've had distinct honor and pleasures of serving with each other. Philip, Logan, you do is salute. Salute all the brave soldiers who gave their lives. Rick, salute. Now, I know you boys will want to be getting home. So I'll see you to the edge of town. But first, I was able to procure, if I can get him out here, complimentary cigar. Actually, some serious. You didn't even shave yet. So, gentlemen, I bid you Godspeed, and would you ride with me one more time? I'll see you to the edge of town.
Thank you, gentlemen from the Union Army. You'll hear more about that horse later on in the program. We have some people here who's going to speak about it, and you'll understand why that horse is so famous and means so much to people in Tipp City. No, you know, the canal started up in Lake Erie and went all the way down to Cincinnati. Tipp City was one of the spots. In fact, that's why there was so much commerce here. The hotel was built to house some of the people getting off the barges. There were a lot of different restaurants and bars and other kind of stores here to serve the public. On the other side of town, there was a rooming house. And I believe if you look into some of our history, you'll find that somebody might have even been murdered down there during that time and then escaped on one of the barges. So there's a lot of old history, a lot of money. I mean, they're antique. Some of them freshly built and cost a lot of money, and so you can understand why they're a little concerned about the weather. Is that Dutch or Dandy who's talking to us? They're Hackney ponies. These are Hackney ponies. They're a little bit bigger breed, but look how nice that they travel together. The white Surrey with burgundy velvet interior is on. We welcome a special guest with us today. Please welcome Abraham Lincoln, 16th President of these United States. And he's in the wagon, and I think the horses are broadcasting him coming. Well, thanks for the present. We appreciate it. To bring us presentations and proclamations, please join me in welcoming Council President Joe Gibson.
everybody, and welcome to Tipp City's 175th anniversary. Thank you all for coming, notwithstanding this weather. Before I begin, I want to make sure that we have one more set of horses that we can observe before coming through. And I think once they clear through, you're all more than welcome to come closer to the podium in case you don't hear very well. A lot has changed about Tipp City over the last 175 years, but unfortunately our sound system is the same. So we apologize for that, but let's enjoy these horses as they go by. And then again, you all are more than welcome to come closer if you want to hear. Watch where you step. And unfortunately for all of us, right dead center in the corner of 2nd and Main is the first campaign speech of the season that we have on the street there. So watch your step. But everyone's welcome to come in closer if you wish to hear, if you want to be part of the ceremony closer. Again, on behalf of myself and Senator Beagle when he comes, Mayor Hale, and members of the City Council, as well as the city staff, we thank you for being here as we celebrate Tipp City's 175th anniversary. Tipp City has a rich history of growth, success, and tradition. Known throughout the region for its outstanding school system, charming historical business district, and a family-friendly atmosphere, Tipp City is a unique community with an eclectic blend of history and high-tech industry. Over the past 175 years, Tipp City has been blessed with great citizens, community leaders, and volunteers. With us today are members who have served on City Council in the past, and I'd like for you to please join me in recognizing them as we have seated them up here next to us. First, we have Carol Sue Cook, former mayor of Tipp City, Ohio. I should have a special history with Ms. Cook. She's the one that presided over the civil marriage between my wife and I 23 years ago, and I'm happy that you remembered us. So thank you for that. Thank you for letting us get married here. Also seated next to him, or to her, is former mayor as well, Mr. Dave Cook. So please stand up and let us give you some thanks. Thank you for your service to this community. We also have some other folks in the government that deserve recognition. First and foremost, we have Ron Tuma, who we're going to hear from in a little bit, Township Trustee. We also we'll hear from Phil Cox, Monroe Township Trustee. I don't know if he's around anywhere that he can raise his hand, but he'll be here. Thank you for coming, Phil. And of course, Dr. Martin English, the third and final Monroe Township Trustee. So thank you for coming as well, Doc. We appreciate that. Their building, of course, is one of the hallmarks of downtown Tipp City. It's just down the road there with the clock and the lovely siding. And that building turns 100 years old this year as well. So there will be some activities concerning that building later on in the year. We look forward to seeing that. Other city council members that are here tonight, of course, former Mayor Dolores Gillis. Dee, raise your hand there and say hello. Dee Gillis, thank you for coming. I hope I haven't forgotten anyone else. We also have our law director from the city of Tipp City, Mr. Dave Caldwell. Thank you for coming, Dave. And of course, a lot of folks don't realize that the paperwork, resolutions, making copies, and all that good stuff has to be done by a duly appointed clerk. And we have tonight our clerk of council, Ms. Janice Bates. Raise your hand, sweet pea. There you go. Thank you for coming, Janice. Clerk of council. If I've forgotten anyone else, I do apologize. Mr. President, we'll get to you in a minute as well. And thank you all for coming as well. You know, I fell in love with Tipp City many, many years ago when I was first young and starting out. I was just getting out started in life, and I was working up at DAP Incorporated there on North 3rd Street. And every day at lunch, I would go to Tipp City Park and eat, have lunch, and then relax and read. And soon I'd be found, when I get off work, checking out the antique shops, getting a bite to eat, talking with the people here in Tipp City. Then even on my days off, I would be caught one more time up on Broadway Avenue, riding my bike, heading down to the Dairy Queen, or just doing the Tipp City thing. I was actually starting to spend more time here in Tipp City than where I actually lived, not just at work. Now, one of the best decisions that I have ever made was to move here and to raise a family here in Tipp. And I have no regrets about doing this. Many of you who were born and raised here know why. You get it. You know why, and you know what a special place Tipp City is. But take it from someone who has lived in another community, other communities, and who has even traveled the world. There's no place like Tipp City here. There's no place like this. And perhaps it's fair to say that you can't quite put your finger on it, but Tipp City has a uniqueness that you won't find in any other community, including a free flow of traffic and horses right when you're trying to speak. I've lived in some fine places, don't get me wrong, but as many of you know, you don't get the same feeling in other communities when you drive down the main drag, past the roller mill, and you come up on Harrison's, which used to be called Patty's for you old timers. You don't get that feeling in other towns like you do here when you walk through City Park, or see a performance at the Tipp Roller Mill, or sit on that park bench by the old Cold Water Cafe building there with the ice cream sign. You don't get that same feeling when you see the Mum Festival parade, or walk our park trails, or go across those train tracks and the bike shop comes into view. Of course, that bike shop comes into view after you have been waiting for 45 minutes for the train to pass. But you know, even when I'm waiting on that train, I have to admit, I look around. I look around at this town, and I savor it. Because there is no place like this. And that's probably what it is. It's that feeling about Tipp City that you can't quite put your finger on. That feeling is home. You're home. I'm home. We're all here. And you're all always welcome. So as we celebrate Tipp City's 175 years of existence, I invite you, take a look around. If you're here from traveling, if you're here for college, on home for business, whatever, take a good look around your hometown and savor it. Enjoy it. Thank who you need to thank for this great town, its great people, and its great heritage. And with that, I thank you for hearing me today and again for coming. We have tons of stuff still to do. We have the Kim Kelly Orchestra coming this evening, right across the way there. We also have a parade scheduled for 4 p.m. tomorrow, starting at the corner of Main and 7th Street. We also have the parade concluding at City Park, where 2 free concerts will be held. First will be the Brothers and Company. The second will be Beasley. And then we'll follow up with one of the best fireworks displays we've had in the area. So we invite you to stick around, hear our next set of speakers, and enjoy your town and enjoy its 175th anniversary.